What's up, family? Good evening, family. Long time no see. Do I have to do the churchy come on in, come on in? It's late. But I want to chat with you for a second. Just for a little bit. Hey, Chandra. What's up, sis? Say hello. Hey, Kyle. Hey, Pastor Kathy. How are you? Hello. Hey, Auntie Joyce. Auntie Joanne. All the way in Arkansas. What's up, everybody? I just wanted to encourage you all really quickly. Hey, Corinthia. Hey, TJ. Invite somebody. I think I'm going to encourage you, so share this. What up, Nick? I know Nikki ain't going to stay on long. Hey, Derico. What's up, everybody? Hey, Malaya. First, I really want to thank people. I know you are. Hey, Juanita. Hey, Sissy Candace, what's up? Share this, y'all. Share this. Hey, Steven. Good evening, everybody. How are you? I love you guys. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a long time since I've gone live, and I have been intending to go live, and I just have been so busy. It's been such a busy bottom portion of the year. I've been just super busy, and it seems like hey Jasmine, it seems like my evenings are not seems like my evenings. Hey sis Katrina, what's up? How are y'all? Share this real quick, and I promise I'll be quick because I know it's late. It's 10:25 Eastern time. Hey. But it's been so super busy. I really want to thank everybody. I've been meaning to do this since hey Taya, the sing. Actually was gonna sing, but maybe I wasn't a little bit. Been meaning to do this since the Uncommon Worshipers Gathering. I want to thank everybody who came, who sold, who texted, who encouraged, who prayed, who sponsored someone. The Uncommon Worshipers Gathering was amazing. This live is not about that, but I do want to say thank you. Want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for your encouragement. It was a phenomenal weekend. This year was much bigger. House on Fire was bigger. Thank you to everybody that did anything. Nikki, Daddy Pete's, Cornerstone University, Calvin College, my mommy Rasheen, Tatiana, hospitality, food, those who helped with registration and greeting, those who helped clean. So much. Just thank you so much for coming. Hey, Steven. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And we're gearing up and already planning for next year. And so we just want to be led by God and see what next year will bring. So if you didn't make it this year, do your level best to come next year. We're going to change the date for 2019. Also, we're going to gear up for the webinar like we did last year, the Uncommon Worshipers webinar. Hey, Nanette. Probably around March, April. So listen, let me jump into it. I just want to thank you for that. I will have some video and clips and things to share. Hey, Deborah. I'll have something. What up, CC? I have some things to share. I have some clips. We will have things. Hey, Talisha, for purchase. What up? We'll have some things for purchase. We'll have DVDs and things like that. So listen, I want to share something really quickly. And so if you've ever got on any of my lives, you know, like I probably told you, like God speaks to me in odd ways. So my husband was working nights, right? And so I was here by myself with the kids, and I was petrified, horrified, terrified. And so I was praying one night a couple of weeks ago, and I was just like praying and covering the house and covering the kids. Hey, Jess, what up, sis? Hey, Keita, keep saying hi. It's fine. Hey, Deborah, share this because I think it's going to bless you. So I was just I was walking up the steps, I think, and praying, and I was about to go make my rounds down the hallway and into my kids' rooms just to pray and cover us for the night. And I was like, ooh, like thinking in my mind, like, oh my God, if somebody was to come in the house, like, what would I do? Like, I don't have, hey, Ricky, I don't have the strength. Hey, Keita, I don't have strength to fight anybody. Now, I want to cut to, God, my friend, my best friend bought me something when I had told her that I was scared of being at home by myself at night. And I told her that I had a knife, a serrated knife, a kitchen knife at the head of my bed, right? And she was like, what? She was like, you gonna kill yourself? And I was like, nah, I got the knife. Like, if somebody come in, at least I'll have something. I won't have to, cause I won't have to run upstairs to defend myself, whatever. So she bought me a knife, and it's really, really pretty, but she was like, when I was trying to open it and she was showing me how to open it, she was like, be careful with it. It's very sharp. I sharpened it for you. It's keen. Like you might not have a lot of strength, but you gonna have to get close, but one swipe should do it, right? If you ever have to use it, God forbid that you have to use it. So cut back to that night that I was praying, and I was just praying. I wasn't like lamenting and, like shaking in the corner crying, but I was just praying and covering us and just thanking God for all the other nights he had covered us and saying, do it again, cover us, be with us, keep us. And so at that moment, I was walking up the steps and I got a picture. I don't know what David in the Bible looked like, but I got a picture and I understood that the picture that the Lord was showing me at the moment was David. And he was allowing me to understand and know that he was talking to me. I slice a throat thin, one swipe, you out of here, and I'm going from ear to ear. But he just allowed me to see the picture of David, and I understood that he was going to speak to me about David and Goliath. And right at that moment, he said, where you might lack strength, I'll give you the skill of precision. Hey, Jolene, how are you? God bless you. Good to see you. Everybody, if you know Jolene, you need to get to know who he is. Where you lack strength or where you lack the proper tools or weapons, I'll give you the skill of precision. So I want to kind of share with you. So the story of David and Goliath is in 1 Samuel chapter 17. And so really quickly, if you don't know it, basically his brothers and the army and Saul, they were all down there, and they've been down there for 40 days at this point. And David probably had been going down each day to help feed his brothers. And this was probably no different than the other days. And his dad sends him down to take his brother something to eat. And so he goes down and does it. Now, this whole time, Goliath has been coming out, threatening them and deriding them and all of that. And not only is the army scared, but the leader, Saul, is afraid. And so, here we are on the 40th day, had been 40 days rather. And so here comes David down again to bring his brothers some bread and cheese. And he just happens to be within earshot. Hey, Heather, how are you? Within earshot, and here's Goliath taunting the armies again. Send somebody out, send them out, whoever it is, I'm gonna kill him. If he kills me, then they get the spoils. If I kill him, then we get the spoils, all that kind of thing. And so David said, who is that, and what is he, who he talking to, first of all? And so he was like, give me a chance, give me a shot. I can do this. Give me a chance. Let me take him down. And his brother was like, what are you talking about? You just came down here. You need to go back home. And then he goes and says it to Saul. And Saul was like, no, you're not going to be able to fight this. And he was like, look, I've killed a lion and I've killed a bear with my bare hands. And the same God that delivered the lion and the bear into my hands will deliver this particular animal this day into my hands. And then Saul says, all right, go for it. Go do it. And so hopefully you know the story. But so that first point, God says, the Holy Spirit said to me, and really it was from my prayer, but it began to evolve into something that I think would encourage me, and I've been sitting on it for weeks. But what happened was last night, my friend Wanda Floyd, who's out in Cali, and she's a business owner and hairstylist, she was talking about our weaknesses, and the Lord just reminded me and prompted me again that I needed to share this with you, as He had shared it with me. So my first point, and I'm already moving, is that where you lack, where we lack, where David lacked the proper tools, the proper weapon and strength, God gave him in the moment the skill of precision. He probably already had that skill. He probably was already a very good aim, probably already had that gift. And so I want to encourage you, like, you might be looking at other people and thinking in this season, listen, it's been a long year. It's been a busy year. A lot of things have transpired. And I've been looking back on the year and trying to figure out how I would categorize this year. And all I can come up with is that it's been a year of gains and a year of losses, like simultaneous. Like, I've had to give up something and get something in the same hand. And not all the time was what I gained, did it seem like it matched what I lost. But still, God never allowed me to be empty-handed. So it's been a season of gains and losses, right? So you might be looking at other people and thinking, man, they've done this and they've done that, and it seems like they got all the right tools and they got all the right things. You know, they got everything. Like it seems like they have and it's particularly like, and I'm always talking to singers, like, because that's what I do. I'm always talking to worshipers and worship leaders, but business owners and whoever else. What's up, Nikki? All of that. What's up, Mario? Love you, man. Like, you think of all the things that everybody else has. But God is saying to us in this season, in this last portion of 2018 and going into 2019, what you lack and what you think are the proper tools, God will give you good aim. So somebody else might have all these things together, all their ducks in a row, and seems like they got everything that they need. But you can aim one time and shoot and hit your mark. You have what it is that you need in your hand to do what God has called you to do. So David didn't have the proper tools. He didn't go out there with a machete. He didn't go out with a gun. He didn't go out with all of these different things. But he had perfect precision. And he only had to shoot one time. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Second thing David didn't have, and you might not have, and I might not have, is the right protection or the right covering. So Saul says, all right, look, if you're going to go out there, you got to be covered. Here, put on my armor. And David took a step and was like, man, this is too heavy. I can't, for one, I haven't tested it, and it doesn't even fit me. It doesn't even fit me. And so he was like, I got to take this off. He took it off and just proceeded to go out to fight this giant that had been taunting this army for 40 days. Now, listen, a whole army was scared of him. David, remember, he was the last to be picked. He was smallest of his brothers. He probably wasn't as muscular. Remember, he didn't get picked before. He didn't look like king. So he probably wasn't, looking like T'Challa. He wasn't looking like Idris Elba. He was looking more like Taye Diggs. You know what I'm saying? He was looking more like Kevin Hart, somebody. But, Saul is like, put this on. He was like, nope, I can't even walk in this. I can't even move in this. Just give me my satchel and I'm going to walk in here just like I am. And I want to encourage us tonight that what you feel like you lack in protection and covering, God is going to give to you in boldness and confidence and courage. David walked out like, he was like, this is who I am. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I've been fighting the lion. I've been fighting a bear. I've done all of that. I have to have to protect the sheep that I care for. And so I might not have the proper covering. I might not have the proper protection. But what I do have is my boldness, my confidence, my skill, and my courage. And so he was completely confident in his abilities to take down this Goliath, to take down this giant, to take down, listen, again, this giant that the Israelites were all scared of. 40 days they've been hiding from this dude. He's steady saying, send somebody out, send somebody out, send somebody out. You would think they would be like the minions on Despicable Me, and like stand up on each other's shoulders and put a coat on and try to fight him or something like that. They couldn't do any of that. They were scared to do anything, and so they didn't move. And so what we lack, what you might lack, and what you feel like somebody else might have the proper covering, somebody else might have the proper protection, somebody else might have everything that you feel like you don't have, but you have boldness, you have courage, you have confidence, and you have that confidence not only in yourself, but in the God that you serve and the God that's called you. All right, the other thing that stood out to me and the Lord was speaking to me is that where he lacked a proper army. Now, this is a huge, huge thing. This army, now remember, his brothers were in this army. Three of them. Three of his brothers was the, hey, Prophetess Charmaine. Three of his brothers were in this army. And David didn't have nobody to back him up. He didn't have nobody that said, you know what, I'm going to roll with you. Since you said you're going out there, you're going to fight him. Not one person stood up and said, not even Saul. Saul didn't say, okay, I'm the leader of this army. I'm going to walk out there with you. Since you're saying you're not scared and you're going to fight the giant. Because if you fought the giant, then you didn't have to fight the rest of the army. You know what I'm saying? So that's almost like, it's almost like, man, I can knock one down and I'm going to kill the rest of these, however many thousands of it is. It seemed like it would be a good deal. But nobody backed him. He had absolutely no support. Nobody come behind him and say, all right, I'm coming with you. And so a lot of that has been going on in this season. I know you probably feel like you don't have support. You don't have the backing. You don't have, if you're a singer, you don't have the sales. Nobody's buying your stuff. If you're got a business, everybody want a discount. You know how we do. You don't have the people in your corner. Hey, Gerald, you don't have the people in your corner. You know what I'm saying? That's pushing you. You don't have, listen, when I did UWG this year, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I was disappointed because the team that I had put together had fallen apart. Like, not because anything happened. It was just so busy. Everybody has so much going on. What's up, Rebecca? Everybody has so much going on. So did I. We had several events that happened this year, you know, from my son to just all kinds of stuff, to jobs and work, and our car engine went out the same weekend of Uncommon, and all kinds of things. And other people, my friends, those people who I met with back this at the top of this year in February, March to discuss UWG, literally just crumbled in my hands. And so it ended up being, you know, really me and Mike. And then people started to come at the very end, and I had to pull pieces together. And this year being a much larger undertaking, it was very stressful. It was a lot of moving pieces when you're putting the conference together. From hospitality, because you want people to feel welcome, and then you have to greet your guests, and you got to get people flown in, and you got to get people settled in their hotels, and you got to make sure that they eat. And I wanted my conference attendees to eat, and I always want you to feel feel special and feel like you had a great experience, not to mention just experiencing the worship and the teaching going on, but I want you to feel like you were greeted and, you know, get something to eat and all that kind of stuff. And so it's so many moving parts. Without a large team, it's a very difficult undertaking. And anybody that tells you they can do something on their own, they're lying to you. You can't do anything. You can't do a live. I've done 2 live recordings. You can't do a live recording on your own. You can't do a webinar on your own. You can't do a conference on your own. You can't grow that business on your own. You can't build your team, your worship team, your band, whatever it is, on your own. You cannot. You have to have reliable, skilled, patient people with you. And so David didn't have nobody. Nobody walked up behind him. They were all scared, all nervous. And listen, this is what God says. Where David lacked an army, he got a go from the leader. I've been talking the last couple of times that y'all know all my other posts about Thanksgiving, all that. But when I'm serious, I have been talking about you got to have somebody to announce you. It's important to have that one. You might not have an army, but all you need is that one person to tell you to go. You need that one person that says you can do it. That one person that says, I'm proud of you. That one person that says, what are you waiting on? You got the skill. You know how to write. You know how to cook. You know how to bake. That one person. Hey, Linda, you have that one person behind you. David said, I'm going to go out here and fight this. Matter of fact, I'm going to go out here and kill him. And Saul said, go ahead. The Lord is with you. And that's all. That was the wind in David's back to go out here and hand it, okay, to Goliath. And so you might lack an army. You might even you feel like even friends don't understand your vision. They don't understand what you're doing. And so they might say, hey, can I say this? Encouragement is different than support. This is parenthetically, all right? Encouragement and support are not the same thing. If I pat you on your back and tell you, hey girl, you can do that, hey boy, you can do that, yeah bro, you got it, and never say anything else, never put any money on it, never put any legs on it, never lend a hand, never actually come to your house and sit with you and make packages or whatever it is, that's not support. That's just encouragement. We have to move at some point. If we're going to really be the body of Christ and you're really going to support your friends and family, you got to move from encouragement to support. Encouragement and support are not the same thing. Let the church say amen. So where he lacked a proper army, support, backing, he got a go. He got a go from the leader. An announcement and a blessing from your leader or from someone who you count as an elder sometimes is all you need for success. Sometimes that's all you need to get going. Some of you just need to get going. Some of you, the issue is not anything more than the fact that you haven't even gotten started yet. It's almost the end of 2018, and the thing that you said you were going to complete in 2018, you haven't even started. How do I know? Because I was supposed to have finished my book by the end of 2018, and I haven't even, well, it started. It's 75% done, and I just haven't picked it up because time and distractions and responsibilities and other things seem to take precedent. And my sister, I told you, Wanda Floyd, was talking about weaknesses yesterday, and so it's like, you know, you discount yourself because you're like, well, they doing it and they seem like they do it so much better. You don't even understand that those of you who are on here who are creative, and all of us are in your various ways, like all of you who are creating something, building something in some kind of way, like, you know, absolutely, Nick, you know, you can't wait on them, Corinthia, I'm telling you now. And I know that sounds crazy because somebody said to me before, like, don't let money be the thing that keep you from doing what you're called to do. But I really do believe it's true. Once you go forth in the vision, provision will come. People fund moving things. You need to write that down somewhere. People fund things that are moving. Last year, I asked for support from a sponsor for UWG, and they were like, this is really good. It sounds good, but we can't support you at this time. This year, I sent the email, and literally they were like, yep, we can do this. Because people support what's moving. Learn how to ask for sponsors. Learn how to, my son is crying, so I'm at home. That's what it is. Learn how to create the vision and open and make the vision visible so that people will want to support it. I did fall under this year at UWG. This is on the side too, and I got one more point and I'll be done. But I think it's the nature of where we are. I think it was some other outlying outlying circumstances that dwindled the numbers this year. But you can't wait on the funds because the funds will never come. Your car will always break down. Your kid's going to always need something. You're going to always need it to go somewhere else. But you have to create the vision and make the vision visible so that other people will want to sow into it, period. So, right, real support is genuine. People support something if only if they're on program or doing something, and if you're in a service, it's rare to find people that just support something without directly being involved. Absolutely. And I try my best, and I tell Mike this all the time, like, I try my best to show my face at things. Sometimes you don't feel like it because we're always moving, we're always going somewhere, we're always doing something, always got something going, you know, and then so sometimes it's like, dang, another event to go to. And hang on one second. Mike. Jude is crying. Hey, Deidre. And so, you know, we have to give the support that we ask for. We definitely do. We have to, you know, I agree that with Gerald is another, he's a musician and singer and amazing songwriter here in Grand Rapids, if you don't know him. And he's phenomenal and always doing some things, and it's important for us to support each other in the city and especially if it's in the same things that you do. You want people to come to your stuff, but you won't go to theirs. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let me hurry on to a close, as the pastors will say, because my son is crying. So an announcement and a blessing from one person can mean more than the backing of 50 people that side-eyeing you. 50 people that's scared. 50 people, listen, Gideon, God had to get rid of a bunch of Gideon's army because they were scared or they were selfish. He dwindled his army down to 300. You don't need a whole bunch of people to do nothing. You just need the right people. And in many cases, you need the one person who will get behind you and say, don't take it personally. Keep moving. My mentor, my mommy, Pastor Ray Sheen, don't worry about that. Get some rest, but do this. Don't neglect what God has called you to do, saying yes to other people. Don't neglect rest so you can think and strategize and focus and write the vision and make it plain, doing everything else for everybody else. So he didn't have an army. David he wasn't even thinking about an army. He didn't even ask for an army. He didn't even hesitate because he didn't have an army. He said, I'm going out here. Who is this talking? I'm going out here to kill this Philistine. Here's my last point. And this is something that I've learned to be true about myself. And it's something that if you listen to the wrong people, if you're this kind of person, you'll end up getting talked out of things. David, like I said, he went out there to give and hopefully y'all shared this if it's making any sense and if it's good. David went out there to take his brother some bread and cheese. Come on back home like he did all the other days. Hey, Jamisha. Supposed to come on back home like he did all the other days. Just so happens something happened this day, this 40th day, that said, okay, what is going on out here? And what did he just say? Is he defying the armies of the living God? First of all, keep my God's name out your mouth. Secondarily, who are you? And thirdly, you must don't know who I am. David, at the spur of the moment, decided he was going to finish this business with the Philistine armies and Goliath. He decided at a moment's notice that this was it. Today was the day, and I'm going to be the one. And so a lot of you are thinking like, oh man, they had such a good plan and their flyer looks so dope, and man, it just seemed like they've been planning for a long time, and man, it just seemed like they had the whole team together, and that must have taken them a long time to plan. Listen, what it takes somebody 40 days to do, what it took that army and they still hadn't done in 40 days, David completed in an afternoon. What last year when I did the Uncommon Worshipers Gathering, what would have taken somebody, I planned last year's Uncommon Worshipers Gathering. I heard the Lord in June, at the end of June, start planning it at the top of July, and it happened in October. And I'm talking about from inviting guests to planning the food, to getting the money for it, to building a website, to my husband creating graphics, all of that. What takes other people a year to do, hey March, what takes other people a year to do and 2 years to do and 5 months to do, you can do in a week. What you don't have in a lengthy strategic plan, God will give you quick-wittedness. Quick-witted, not quick-witted. WITTED. You can be quick-witted. You think quickly on your feet. You think quickly under pressure. God gives it to you and you run with it. I'm the kind of person who works well under pressure, and I'm the kind of person who, if God gives me an idea today and he said get it done by this particular date, that doesn't scare me. I love that kind of things. As a matter of fact, I feel like last year's Uncommon Worshipers Gathering, what's up, Jay? I feel like last year's Uncommon Worshipers Gathering was an A, and this year was kind of like a B+. Because not because I had longer to plan, but it was just so much bigger. But last year, the grace of God is on you to finish quickly. The grace of God is on you to finish in a shorter time than what other people would need. So you can do it without the proper tools. You can do it without the proper protection and army. You can do it without the proper backing and you can do it without the proper planning, because God has graced you for this particular season and this particular task. So you don't have to fear what other people have. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. And I think you've heard this before. It's not anything extremely profound, like you've never heard it, like it just dropped out of heaven, but I definitely believe it's revelation for one to this story. What's up, GD3? And it's definitely an in-season thing, because we always are worried about what we lack. We're always worried about what we don't have, what somebody didn't give us, what somebody didn't say. When God has graced you in this season to complete the task without the proper tools and weapons, without the proper armor, the proper protection and covering, you might be out there with nobody to help you. No, all you got is you in Google search. And God is going to make it good. God is going to make it look like, I'm telling you, last year's Uncommon Worshipers Gathering was absolutely seamless. This year was just about seamless, almost perfect. Last year was perfect. I mean, it came off without a hitch. And I was just out there with 3 months of preparation. This year, without a full team, just me and Mike. And I'm telling you, God has graced you for this season, for whatever he's called you to do. If you don't have all the money, guess what? Go do it anyway. If you don't have all the tools, guess what? Go ahead and do it anyway. If you don't have all the knowledge, guess what? Go find it and do it anyway. If you don't have all the wisdom, he says, if anybody lack wisdom, let them ask of what? God. You ain't got to ask nobody else. If you don't have the support team, it may be that that's what God has called you to do this first time by yourself and on your own and with what you have. Something that God said to me last year when I was planning for this year's UWG: build with the bricks you've been given. You do not have to reach to nobody else's house to take no brick out of their house, dismantle their home to build yours. Build with the bricks you have been given. This year at an Uncommon Worshipers Gathering, I was praying, God, what do you want? What do you want? Who's it that you want? Do you even really want me to do this? And my nephews are on fire for God. And if you were there, you heard my nephew do a spoken word Friday night at the worship encounter, and you heard him on the older nephew on Saturday taught both of my youth sessions. Build with the bricks you've been given. I don't have to reach way down where when I have the worshipers, the friends, the anointed people. Nikki is tasty. You know what I'm saying? Tatiana, my friend, is hospitality. My mommy, Pastor Ray Sheen, is an event coordinator. Come on. I don't have to reach way down to Texas and Florida and way across anywhere to get what I need. Build with the bricks you've been given. God has given you what you have for a purpose. What are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? What are you doing with the plan? You steady asking God to give you this and give you this and give you this and give you this, because it seems like that's the thing that people want to hear, but you got stuff written in your notebook that you haven't done. You got notes down in your phone that you haven't done anything with. If you can't do a full conference, do a 2-hour workshop, do a master class, do a seminar, do a conference call. If you can't do a webinar, do a conference call. Start small. Do a Facebook Live. Do something. But many of us want to jump from doing absolutely nothing to, because you want to be in a running with the people that you're watching that you think are great. But there are people watching you that think you're great already at what you do, and insecurity is a part of it. We always compare ourselves to other people. And absolutely. Hey, Avalon, I was just watching your video. You are so. I just love you. Av. You're just amazing. I'm like, how'd she go from, my bad. I'm like, how'd she go from operatic to jazz to, man? But like, I could use you as an example, Avalon. I know she don't like this. She'll probably rather me not. But I look at somebody like Avalon, like, man, my gift is not that. That's just not, I wish we were talking about in the, Floyd, all the way from ATL, we were talking about in the Songwriters Lunch and Learn at my conference this year. We were talking about, oh God, I just lost my train of thought. Just talking about how we wish we had this. And I was saying like, man, I love music, but that wasn't really my draw to writing and singing. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I listen to jazz, I listen to R&B, I listen to blues, I listen to gospel, and I listen to all the titles that I don't know, right? Because I wasn't an avid music listener, not like I wasn't an avid music studier, right? I didn't study it like that. My draw was lyrics. Oh my God, lyrics. It was lyrics that drew me. So I may not have the best voice in the world, may not do all the runs, but lyrics are what draw me. So I think that if you listen. Hey, Cindy from Syracuse, New York. God bless you. Thank you. Please share. Bless you. Thank you so much. I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, Amir. Like, that was the thing that drew me, was lyrics. That's the thing that is important to me as a songwriter, are lyrics, right? And so you're not gonna get arrangements like Avalon and Dale Perry and Gerald Perry from me. Like, God might give me a little something every now and then, like he did on All the Glory. I try to put a little something in there. But to me, or what comes out of me, or what's important to me, is lyrics. So, but we need all of that. We need the multifacetedness of God in heaven that comes when all of us do what God has called us to do uniquely and individually. You understand what I'm saying? And so maybe I don't have the arrangements. Well, that's why Avalon Cuss Jones is alive. I can shoot her I arrange, but it might not have all the 5 and 8 part harmonies. It ain't gonna be no mic to it. It's not gonna have all that. It's gonna be straight 3 part harmony, maybe 4. Glory to God. And it might not have the beauty and the ease that Gerald writes with. Well, that's why Gerald Perry is a person. That's why he's on the earth. It might not have the intricacies that Gabe Carter might produce with, or Rod Lumpkin, or whomever. It might not have that, but that's why we're here. And that's why we have each other. And so there's no need to compare. And though it's hard. And I don't think comparison is always a bad thing. But when you compare yourself to the point where you become insecure and we make ourselves inferior to someone else. And yes, and my lyrics have grown. Hey, Veronica, my lyrics have grown. Like, I took the refreshing off. It's nowhere to be found. And I even look back at that and say, I was obedient. I did what I felt like I heard God tell me to do. And even that, the content is great. It was just the production that was absolutely horrid because I didn't know what I was doing. But I had to do that to do the second one. Like, Worship Until it wouldn't even be a thing. And this next one wouldn't even be a thing without the first 2. What's up, Toy? So, like, man, all of that to say, we can't compare ourselves to others, because what G might have in strength, I might have in precision. What's up, Marlo? And what Margie or Nikki might have in protection, I got in boldness. You know what I'm saying? Like, what somebody else has in a whole support system and a whole squad. I've always said, like, I've been singing for a long enough time to have a group by now. Like a actual, like, people that I can call. You know what I'm saying? You got it, Rebecca, throw it in the, burn it, and then throw it in the garbage, and then throw it in the lake. Like, I look at some people and, like, they got a whole, like, team. Like, how do you get that? Like, yes, the next one is coming, hopefully next year. I think, I don't know, we'll see. I have songs. And actually, Avalon is one of the people I want on it. I ain't told her yet. She just found out on his live. Glory to God. But no, so what you might lack in tools, what you may lack in protection and armor, what you lack in tools, God will give you, according to this story, in precision and good aim. What you lack in protection and covering, God will, in the proper armor, God will give you boldness and confidence. May God give you courage. What you lack in armor, your support system, a squad, a team, a whole full backing behind you. May that one come and speak life into you. Maybe I'm that one tonight, and I'll gladly be that one. But I pray that you have that one in your life that pushes you, that spurs you, that ignites you, and the person that you believe, because you got to be able to believe him. Saul had enough authority to say go, and David went. Like, Saul was the head of this army, he's the king, and he said go, and David went. And what you lack in lengthy planning, what you lack in a whole year worth of planning, may God allow you to complete and finish with excellence in the small amount of time that he might give you to do it. He may tell you in April, I want you to do something. Well, looks like you got 5 months to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do what God has called you to do. I am talking about David and Goliath, 1 Samuel 17, 1 Samuel 17, 1 Samuel 17. Just read the whole account. And there's some other things you can pull out of there, but I just have 4. One more time for the people that just jumped on. And you can re-listen to this again, but I'll give it to you because I know it's late. I'm going to let you guys go. What David lacked in the proper tools, God gave him precision and good aim. What he lacked in protection and covering, because he couldn't wear that armor, he couldn't wear Saul's armor, God gave him in boldness, confidence, and courage. He was not he was not afraid. What he lacked in an army, because those people, the army didn't get up and go behind him. Not even Saul got up and went behind him. His brothers, his own brothers, his 3 brothers was in the army, and they didn't move when he said he was going out there. Matter of fact, the one brother was like, sit down somewhere. And they was like, man, whatever. I'm going to see what Saul is talking about. What you lack, what you might lack in a support system in this season, you'll get in a go from one person. All you need is one person to bless you. All you need is one person to announce you. What up, Tati? And lastly, what David lacked in a lengthy planning session, God gave him in the moment. He made a decision in the moment. And what they had been fighting for 40 days, David killed in an afternoon. What they had been facing and listening to and scared of for 40 whole days, 6 weeks, David killed in one afternoon. He put an end to it, a stop to it, because he had the confidence, because he had precision, because he had good aim, and because he was not afraid. And so I pray that God will give you the precision, the good aim. I pray that he would give you the boldness and the confidence. I pray that you would get the go from the one person in your life that a go would actually mean something. And I pray that he would give you swiftness of feet to do what it takes others a year to do, what it takes others 3 years to plan. I pray you'll do it at the top of the new year. So I just bless you tonight, and that's all I got. That's all I wanted to share, and it's something that God has shared with me. If you missed, you can go back to the top of the video. It wasn't that long. I was only on here about 30 minutes, and so I love you guys. Was just thinking of you, haven't been on here in a while. Yes, Av, with the Beat Awards, that was so dope. Congratulations. Please congratulate Avalon on winning at the Beat Awards. And yes, what you do and what you have is perfect. It's not just good enough, it's absolutely perfect. I love you all too. The song that's on my heart, I'm not gonna sing it, but I just thinking of Jonathan McReynolds, Lover of My Soul. He says, what I lack you are sure of. Where I'm broken, you are whole. What I'm doubting, you are sure of. I'll trust the lover of my soul. Go look it up. It's a really dope song. I love you guys. Stay tuned for UWG 2019. Stay tuned for the webinar 2019. And hopefully a few nicely written, arranged musical melodies for you for the next year. I love you all so much. I hope you'll share this, and I hope this bless you. Hopefully I'll get on a little bit more. There's a few other things on my heart to share, and so when I have time, I'll get on. I try not to get on if I don't have nothing to say. Bless y'all. Have a good night. Pray for us. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to everybody. Bye-bye.